Another really popular
And now it's a
game
little bit
for
louder. We
Android
can set it to
called
5.
Roblox
This might be ear
Party.
rape, so sorry
It
about
has
that.
2,000
Okay, it's a little bit loud.
but I'm guessing it's
Anyways, you get the point. That's what that is. And then you have
yeah, it has
stuff like
2,000
roll
people
off
active,
mode.
so I'm guessing.
This is like how it rolls off. So yeah, you can look more about that if you want to.
Okay.
And then you have sound group. You can make groups of sound if you want to do that. There's a little thing right here that says playing. So like basically, this you can't really change that in whenever you're like using this. I mean, I guess you can like set it and then it'll play once the game starts. But basically, the playing little property is basically checking if it's playing, and it's not how you play it, but it's how you can check so you can like notice if it's playing. Playback speed, obviously you can play it at 2 times speed if you want to, play a little bit faster. We'll keep it at 1 for now. It's the default. You put your sound in the part, and you see it's only gonna play 10,000 studs away, or 10,000 meter distance from that area, right? So that's pretty cool. You got a little radio. I'm not gonna do that for now, but if you want to, you can. Let's go back to the sound here. I'm not gonna do that area, right? So that's pretty cool. You got a little radio. I'm not gonna do that for now, but if you want to, you can. Let's go back to the sound here, and then you have looped. So if you wanted to play again and again and again and again and then loop itself, and then that's what it does. Emitter size is how you like kind of make the size emit. Not gonna lie, not really sure what that does. Kind of forgot, but you can look it up if you want to. Is loaded. Checks if the audio is loaded. Is paused, obviously checks if the audio is paused, and then is playing, checks if the audio is playing. Okay, pretty self-explanatory stuff. Now, if we were to go ahead and start the game, it wouldn't play, but we're gonna go ahead and insert a pretty simple script and make it play. So we're gonna go ahead and go over here to Explorer, go to Server Subscribers, and click on this little arrow or plus sign right here. I'm gonna type in script, okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and type local workspace, or actually we'll do local sound. Okay, is equal to game.workspace.sound. There we go. And then we're going to do sound play. Okay, and that's it. That's all you have to do. And now this is pretty much the bare minimum of how you play audios. I'm going to show you a little bit more in depth in a second here. But if this is all you want to do, all you want to do is hit play, that's how you do it. That's simple. It's playing it here, right? It's playing. Okay, it's that simple. Now, next, what you normally want to do with audios, if you want to make a really good, well-built game, is actually load the audio first. And now, this isn't really, I guess, this isn't really a tutorial on content provider, but that's how you do it. You use this service called local. You can do local content provider, or actually, we'll just do game get service. The service is called content provider. That's the service right there, right? And basically, you do content provider, preload a sync. Okay, that's what the function is called. And then you just you just put your sound ID in there, and basically whenever your sound first plays, it needs to actually load, so it doesn't start loading until you hit the sound play function, or until you actually play it. Once you play it, then it'll load and then it'll play. But if you want to make sure there's no delays or anything, you probably want to make sure that you load it first. That way when you hit play and it takes a couple seconds to load, or however long, if someone has a slow PC or slow download speed or whatever, you want to make sure that it's already downloaded and ready to play. That way there's no delays in your audio, and there's no like kind of like delays. So makes sense, right? So what you would do is just,
how did everyone suddenly get so good at
go ahead and do like this function right here. That's it. You'd probably make it look a little bit nicer. You'd probably do like local content provider is equal to game get service content provider, and then you'd do content provider preload async, right? And now obviously if you had a lot of sounds in your game, like if you had a lot of sounds, you probably wouldn't want to just do like copy this and do this and this and this and this and this, right? Probably get pretty repetitive. So what you normally do is you make a table, right? So you loop through all of your sound IDs, and normally you have them like a fold in replicated storage, so you can have like a fold in here. Now don't content provider preload async audio or no, sorry, yeah, sound or V, sorry, V. There you go. And then it would load it all for you in a loop, and you wouldn't have to type that. You wouldn't have to paste this all out. But obviously, you might also not want to, create a new sound every time. That might get a little repetitive too. You might not want. Does is it just loops through example here, but basically.
Wait,
As you can
there's
see
an
here,
actual
this
tutorial?
may look a little confusing for some people who are new to scripting, but basically what it
They can
does is it just
click
loops
the blue
through
question mark.
a table, or like you'd have like you could put all of your like
Tell us
you know
what-
like music in a field, and then you could put, and then you could in the as well. By the way,
lucky
you do
gives
this in a
random
client,
good
sorry.
stuff,
So
item gives
yeah,
an
if you
item,
would load your
dice lets
audio
you
in the
roll,
client,
lets
so
you
that
morph.
would be in a local script if you did decide to load your audio.
Frozen ends
I'm not
your
gonna go into
turn,
detail on that because
and fire
most people
kills
probably
you.
won't need it. But and like I said, this isn't a content provider tutorial, but
Oh,
you
there are
would
also
probably put that in a local script. And maybe set it up through a module as well, like set up this function through a module, so you can have a table and
We
stuff
have
like
to
that.
go on the
So
thing.
yeah, anyways guys, that's pretty much the end of the tutorial. I
wanna
hope you
do
did
a
enjoy it. If you did, like
two-player
always,
match, a
subscribe,
six-
okay?
there's six
Sorry if this
to-
tutorial was a
the
little bit
highest is
rushed.
4.
I'm in kind of a hurry right now. But
The
anyways,
highest is
I hope you
6,
enjoyed
but we
it,
can't do
and
3, so we have to do an even
yeah,
number.
use code TAP, okay?
So
I have
you
a
wanna
star
use
code, use code
Calgary,
TAP
St. Barbara,
when
or
buying Robux,
Salzburg?
okay?
Where did Vicky go? Oh, there she is. Okay, which map? Okay, well, okay, we have to. Oh, we can't go. We can't go. Oh, because people were. Oh, we can just go to this one, St. Barbara. Okay, so who's gonna be our fourth person? Is just whoever's gonna run in. Oh, we have that guy. That kind of guy. Meme boy. Who is meme boy? Yeah, I know who he is, but like, what is his everything? Is he a good, honest player, or is he evil? That's the main question. Okay, the dice goes up to 10, which is nice. 3. Oh, he got. I wish they gave information on what he got, but no. Oh, you can view the board. Okay, never mind. Oh, oh, can you view the boy from? Oh, you can. You can. Where? Oh, the crown is. Oh, I see. Yeah.
Or premium,
left
and yeah.
Kind of see where the crown is. I got to.
What's it like to learn math on Brilliant.org?
Oh, I got another
Brilliant
one.
gets you hands-on to help you learn by
I got
doing.
one.
Learn topics from everyday math to calculus and beyond. You'll solve fun problems and learn from clear and intuitive explanations.
Alright, yo, it is the Def King here, back with a brand new video. And guys, in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you about, what's it called? Oh, yes, bindable functions. Alright, so first things first, if you're new to my channel, definitely should subscribe, okay? It's a good idea because I drop scripting tutorials every other day. And eventually, if you watch all my tutorials, I am confident that you will be able to script anything. So you definitely should subscribe and watch some of the tutorials if you don't know what they are and stuff like that. So yeah, anyways, if you're new to scripting in general, you probably should go watch my beginner series. That teaches you, if you have no experience at all, it'll teach you just how to learn. Okay, so anyways, what are we going to be learning about today? So okay, in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you about bindable functions. Now, bindable functions are like sort of like remote functions, if you know what those are. They're just like functions, right? But you can use them in any like in another script, okay? So it's its own object. So you insert it into workspace wherever you want, and it's called a bindable function, right? And then you insert it into like a workspace or whatever you want. Also, you have a bindable events. And it's pretty much the same thing, but I'm going to be going over only bindable functions in today's video. So yeah, if you want to learn about bindable events, I might do a tutorial on that one day, but I feel like it's not that useful, honestly. And honestly, for me personally, I don't even use bindable functions that often. They're not that practical to use. Oftentimes I'll use a module script. It's a better idea for me personally, but if you like bindable functions, or if you see them, I want to make sure you guys know what they are, right? Alright, anyways, so what is it? Okay, so it's a function that you can use between scripts. Basically, you can use this function in any script now. I already wrote it out, and I'm going to delete it all and do it from scratch. But basically, right now, if I started the game, what would happen is, dun dun dun, it would kick me from the game. And because what I'm going to do with this bindable function is I'm going to make a ban list. So it says here, it says you were kicked from the game. You are banned. So yeah, that's what we're going to be learning about today's video. We're going to make a ban list. So that's pretty cool. All right, anyways, so let's go ahead and start from scratch and do this. Okay. I'm going to delete all my scripts and bindable function, and then we'll start just from a blank base plate. Okay, so first things first, you want to make sure you have your bindable function. So I'm going to go ahead and insert it into replicated storage, and I'm going to call it get list. Yeah, or I can do get ban, but I'm going to do get list. I don't know which one looks better. I'll do both capital letters at the front. Okay, get list. All right, you can name whatever you want, but just make sure you remember what you named it. Okay, and then we're going to insert a script into server script service, and I'm going to call this one the function handler, or function handler, or you can call it event handler if it's an event. But basically, if I ever make any more bindable functions or bindable functions, like for example, if I made another one, I would write it all in this script, because you actually have to write out what you want the function to do in a script, and then you can use it in others, and then you can use it in other scripts. So yeah. Anyways, but let's delete that. I'm not going to be using that. We're only be using one function in today's tutorial. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, first of all, we need to get the list, or we need to get the function. So we're going to do local get list is equal to game.replicated storage, wait for child's get list. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and do get list, and then here's where it comes to new syntax. Okay, so we have the function here typed, and then I'm going to type a dot, and what I'm going to do is do sorry, I'm going to do on invoke. Okay, basically this is the function we want it to call whenever this is the function we want it to do whenever it's called. So we're going to do get list dot on invoke equals function, and then right here is where you type all your code that you want to happen whenever this thing is called, right? So we're going to go ahead and make it do a ban list, all right, because we want it to actually, what we want this function to do is just ban people from your game. Okay, so what we're going to do is we want the function to check if people are on a ban list. Yeah. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a table in the script as well. I'm going to call it banned list, or I can call it ban list. I don't know. I'm going to call it ban list like that. Okay, and then I'm going to do local ban list, and then I'm going to make a table just like that, and then I'm going to write some usernames in it. Okay, so I'll write, first of all, I want to write this person I don't like at all. His name is usecode_rainway. Oh yeah, I do not. I'm kidding. This is my friend. Anyways, I'll write his name. I'll write my name just to test it out. And there we go. Yeah, I'm usecode_tap. If you guys don't know, I have another channel called Tapwater. So yeah. Okay. Anyways, so basically what I'm doing now is I'm going to loop through this ban list right here and check to see if the player that we pass through when we call the function is on this list. Okay, so I'm going to do for I through v in pairs, or for iv in pairs, ban list, which is a table. If you've never seen this syntax before, I've made a video on for I through, or for iv in pairs loops, or in pairs loops. You should definitely go watch that if you don't know what this is. All right, so for iv in pairs ban list do if v is equal to and then we're going to do player.name, and let me actually put one of the parameters we're going to insert here is player. So whenever we call this function, we need to make sure you pass through the player. So if v is equal to player.name, so basically it's going to loop through, it's going to go, okay, the first value right here, use code rainway. So if v is equal to the player's name, so use code rainway, then what we would do is we would print, or actually, first of all, let's return true. So they are in the ban list. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to return true. But actually, before that, I want to print player is in the ban list. There you go. And our ban list. And then we're going to do another thing. We're going to just do the else right here. And that basically means if it's, there we go. But ban list, this is it right here, the user. Next, we need to actually call the function somewhere, because right now we're just making the function. Basically, we just said, okay, I can do screen if I wanted to, but I'm going to all we're doing in this line is just getting the list from the replicated storage, and then we're going to do game. Oh no, connect. Oh, sorry. Here. List. So you in or the. It's basically just return true, so it return right. kick the player. So we're gonna do player kick, and then you can type in here the reason why they're kicked. You are on the ban list, buddy. There you go. And there you go. That should work. So let's go and try it out, see if it works. And hopefully I didn't mess anything up, but we'll find out in a second here. Alrighty, and oh, player's not on the ban list. Alright, I'm not on the ban list for some reason. I don't know why, but not on the ban list. Alright, I'm not on the ban list for some reason. I don't know why, but apparently I'm not. Obviously something's wrong here because my name is use code TAP. Did I say my name wrong? Possibly. No, my name's not wrong. So if v is equal to player dot name.
Let me show you how we do stuff around here.
Actually, my department uses Monday.com, so I'm good.
Name. I'm gonna print player dot name. I want to see if it's maybe getting the wrong name, it's passing through. This is what happens, guys, when you script. You get errors. So welcome to scripting, guys. Welcome to scripting. Sorry about this, but listen, we find out together, guys. We find out together. And if you know in the so it's saying that my name is right. So I'm actually just going to copy that over just to make sure it all looks good. So yeah, that was the right name. Okay, so if v is equal to player.name. I'm confused. Why isn't this working? I'm going to delete this first value. This should work. I don't understand. Roblox. Okay, I'm typing an extra value there just to add something to the table, but I hate when this happens when I'm recording a tutorial and then I mess up because now, oh, there you go, it worked. Okay, for some reason, wait a minute. For IV in players or in pairs ban list. Okay, first of all, don't worry about this error. This error I just got because okay, I'm gonna start it again. All right, let's go ahead and start it and see if it works. Okay, so we're gonna hit play now, and bum ba da bum. Come on, one day we can do it. Come on, let's go. All right, we're loading still. All right, well, you know what? Now it's loading. Perfect time to say use code TAP when buying Robux. I'm not TAP Robux. You were on the ban list, buddy. And from the at first, right there, like whenever I put another name first, it doesn't work. Oh, I know why. Okay, I know why. Okay, so basically the reason why it didn't work when I had Roblox first or use code Rainway first is because what's happening is see, we're learning together. So what's happening is it loops through it all, right? And then it goes, okay, you know, then okay, so for the first, it loops in order, right? So the first thing it loops through is this name, use code Rainway, and then it goes, okay, if the v is equal to player.name and the name it has is use code TAP because that's me, I joined, and it actually the name wasn't equal to this isn't equal to the name that was in the game, right? Because Rainway never joined. So basically it went to else and then it returned false. So that's why this didn't work. It returned false right here, and then it just it didn't call the function again. So it just ended up returning. So actually, you probably wouldn't want to return false. You probably would just want to do that. And then if you wanted to do that, you can do else print players on the ban list. There you go. There you go. So let's see if this works. And it's not. It makes sense, I guess. You don't want to return whenever you haven't found the player that's banned yet, or loop to the whole loop. So that makes sense. Don't return false. Just delete that whole line, and the script should work perfectly fine. And it'll work with user IDs too. All right, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did enjoy, make sure to leave a lick or a like, you know, whatever you want to call it. And yeah. All right, guys, more tutorials coming soon, I promise. Also, guys, I have a big plan. Like, it's a very big plan for this channel, and yeah, also something that said might change a little bit. Like, I'm still gonna upload, but the plans might have changed a little bit from what you know. I'll have a whole video explaining it one day.
Hi.
I love gems.
Let's go over this. So he creates a bindable function inside the inside replicated storage, which replicated storage it replicates to the client and the server. So yeah. So So get list. Okay, so what he does is he waits for the child get list. So he waits for that to load. And then what he does, let's see.
Where's the crowd?
Calling the fuck. Wait, he only does this. He only does this in one script,
You, I guess.
right? Only one script. That's it.
I think
But
you
it
guys
is
have
not.
No.
But you're
Um,
close to it though.
Inside main, it says game.player.player add. Oh, so whenever the player is added, it invokes this. Man, can you like be
Your man's
quiet?
in par with Mean Boy.
Okay, so
Get closer.
I'm only 1 point off of Mean Boy.
so bindable function name invoke will run whatever is in
On the right?
or will run whatever the
Oh, it gives you a random bonus.
Nice.
bindable function does.
Yo.
I mean,
yo.
this is kind of like
Bro, what?
this is
Thank
kind of like
you.
remote events, I think.
Woo! I love my crown.
I'm gonna get the
Remote
next
events are just very similar. Right here, refresh first create the remote event inside replicated storage inside the local script.
Yo.
I was thinking it was it's so similar. Add the remote event game get service inside what script you're making. You want to
What's
find a
that?
remote event. Fire server parameters. In order to have this remote, if you do something, add a script that says a script service, mention the remote
think
event
I'm pretty broke.
variables, and do remote event not remote.
Wish that
Yeah, why can I just do that with the remote / events?
Oh, Tristan's gonna steal it.
Trenton's right there. He's winning.
Created that
it.
remotes allow you to send messages from the game client to the game server. Remotes work similar to bindable events. You can fire functions and events, but bindable events and bindable functions allow you to run functions and fire events between local scripts or between server scripts.
So I'm gonna play another round.
It's useful when you have a script that does one thing and another script that does something else,
Bro, I'm the
and you want to
lowest
use
score.
and you want to be able to interact with each other. Client script, another client script, use a bindable. Server script, use a bindable. Huh? Client script, server script, use a remote. I am so confused.
Wait, leveling up gives you rewards. I just got a purple dice from leveling.
I know what filtering enables, how local and server scripts work. I know how to call both bindable. Okay, cool.
Oh, it's the achievement.
Yeah.
I am still a little confused. Let me see if I have access to the developer forums. That would be really helpful.
He didn't give me any.
It's allow you to send messages from the game client to the game server. Still doesn't explain it very well. Bindable functions and
Probably.
remote events. Here, let's take a look at
Or more
this.
competition, I guess.
Can someone please explain the difference, or at least point me in the right direction of these two? A bindable function is a Roblox object that allows you to give access to functions to external scripts. Functions put in bindable
Oh,
functions
Tristan won.
I just thought it was
will not be replicated, therefore making it impossible to use these objects to pass functions between scripts. Functions are invoked through invoke, which calls on invoke. Remote events are similar to the bindable events, but allow crossing the client/server boundary. This allows a server script to call code in a local script, and vice versa. This can be useful when using features such as filtering enabled, and if the result of the call is needed from the user remote function. Otherwise, a remote event is recommended as it will minimize network traffic and latency. Remote events don't yield script and wait for a response when they're called.
Yeah. Oh, this
Okay,
one. This one.
Trenton, look at this.
So,
Abomination.
so what? Here, let me ask the
Guys, 3 players right here.
Roblox documentation.
That's 3
Let me
players.
take a look at the assistant.
This one.
What is the difference between
Okay, fine.
bindable functions / events and remote functions / events?
So what are we gonna do after this round?
I don't know.
I feel like Mean Boy was actually like mastermind, right?
Oh, this is a bigger map.
Okay, so bindable functions/events are used for asynchronous one-way communication between scripts on the same side of the client-server boundary. They allow you to create custom events and functions to communicate specific desired outcomes within an experience. When you fire a bindable event, the firing script does not yield and the target function receives the passed arguments. Bindable functions are useful for creating custom events within your game. On the other hand, remote functions/events are used for communication across the client-server boundary. They allow you to create your own events and callback functions to communicate custom behavior between the client and the server. Remote events facilitate one-way communication where the client can fire an event to the server using remote event fire server args. Remote functions facilitate two-way communication where the client can send a request to the server and yield until a response is received from the server. In summary, bindable functions/events are for communication between scripts on the same side of the client-server boundary, while remote functions/events are for communication across the client-server boundary.
Alright, mini game time.
Already?
Give me an example for both.
Low fuse.
Plant-based one. I know what this one is, just from the name alone.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh. Really?
Yeah.
Is this good?
Don't worry. It just needs to be fair for everyone. That's why, you know.
If I'm first?
Yep, you're first.
No, I'm first.
Oh.
The arrow's on me.
No, I'm first!
Oh, never mind. You're first. I thought it was from the left.
That's the one.
There's only a 85% chance, so like.
Yo!
Let's say you have a multiplayer racing game. You can use bindable events to create a custom called Race Finish that is fired when a player finishes a race. Other scripts in the game can then listen to this event and perform actions accordingly. For example, you can have a script that updates the leaderboard when a player finishes a race, or a script that rewards the player with in-game currency. The bindable event allows you to communicate with the desired outcome of a race finish to other scripts in the game. Okay, got it.
Never choose your own color.
Example for remote event or remote function/events. In the same multiplayer racing game, you can use a remote event player hit obstacle to notify the server when a player collides with an obstacle on the track. The client-side script can fire this event when a collision occurs, and the server-side script can listen to this event and take appropriate actions, such as deducting health from the player or applying a penalty. The remote event allows for communication across the client-server boundary, enabling custom behavior based on specific events happening in the game. These examples demonstrate how Okay, cool. I sort of have an idea now. Bindable functions. Let's see.
Ben, cover your mouth!
Okay, so what he did was whenever get list whenever whatever he wants it to do, like in this case when a player joins in, he's gonna invoke the bindable function.
Bro.
And then
You're too good at this.
okay, cool.
Great.
And then in the script or another script, the function handler
Bro!
create a function handler
Red for sweater.
that handles
Wait,
the
that's red? I
event
thought that was brown.
of when
I mean the one on the. Oh,
the bindable function is called.
Bro,
What the heck? How?
You're so bad
Note.
at losing.
I
Bindable
don't wanna
functions
die.
are only used,
Oh my god.
You're gonna die.
should be used
The same color as the X, so it's red.
between,
Whoa!
let's see,
Yo!
Choose red.
okay, so when a client script is accessing another client script, use a bindable function, and then when a server script is accessing another server script, use a bindable function, and when a client script is accessing a server script, use a remote. I think.
gosh,
Wait, no,
Trenton,
that's
you're-
that's the complete opposite of this assistant's telling me. Here, bindable functions. You can use bindable to create a function called race finish that's fired when the player finishes the race.
What is
Can
this?
then listen to this event and perform.
The game just broke.
I like that color.
That would be client script to server.
Die, probably.
Then that would use a remote. What?
Oh my gosh.
Wait, you're
What's
right.
up
That
with this game?
remotes allow you to send messages from game client to game server.
This game needs to end.
Remotes work similar to
Choose,
bindable
like,
events,
the one color that you
and
don't
you can
like.
fire functions and events. But
No!
bindable events and bindable functions allow you to run functions via events between local scripts or between server scripts.
You're still gonna get a
So
You're gonna
that
die.
is useful when you have a script that does one
What's
thing and
wrong
another script
with
that does
this
something
game?
else. You want them to be able to interact with each other.
Should it make it like 2?
Or between, okay, so when a client script is accessing another client script, use a bindable. And then when a server script is accessing another server script, use a bindable. When a client script is accessing a server script, use a remote. No, that is not what he said. I'm sorry, that is not what he said. Let me see if there's any, okay, let's check this definition.
What is this?
Oh wait, it's brown in like the image.
Call, use a remote function, okay,
Really?
Brown.
It's brown.
wait, is it allows you to access to functions to external scripts. Function puts in bindable will not be replicated, therefore making it impossible to use these objects to pass functions between scripts. Functions are invoked through invoke, which calls on invoke,
Oh my god.
Nice.
but allow crossing the client-server boundary.
Last like forever?
I think I'm gonna
So,
Alright, Trenton, choosing your own color.
call code and local script.
Yo!
Exactly. I knew it. I knew I would go out on
Okay, so this is what accesses the server script from local or from client to server, right?
I don't want to get
Different, okay, let me see another one.
Everybody's able to afford it.
Oh, she has a crowd. Bro, look at that chicken with the crowd.
No.
Oh,
We
she's
are
not.
really far.
You guys
Okay,
are
bindable
getting
events
smaller.
allow multiple scripts to send values to each other. Therefore, a remote event is used to
I
allow
don't even know what that
scripts
is.
and local scripts to communicate to each other across the server. Bindable events define in one script to be subscribed to by another
Okay.
script.
Where is the crown? So far.
These are also
I need
wordy. I
it.
cannot take it. Bindable function versus no. I
So
need.
like it's like a custom dice, but different.
I got a 5. A 10!
And you got a 5, and you got another 5, so we got a 10.
Where is like.
Whoa, there's a pet called a nuclear turtle.
I'm getting the crown! Be going, hey!
Oh, 10 too.
But you're still farther than.
Yo, I kind of like this. It's pretty fun.
Trinity, you chose the wrong path. You're slower. Oh, he's gonna rob somebody's corn, isn't he? What did he have? Minigame hub.
Flame, hexagon, force, spinner, or sensor.
Wait.
I think force. Ah.
Oh,
Fine. I never checked the documentation.
You
This.
played
Enable custom events through asynchronous one-way communication between scripts on the same side of the client-server boundary. When you fire a bindable event through the bindable event fire method,
oh, the lamps. The lamps turn a different.
bindable event
I know,
fire.
right?
Invoke. Isn't invoke the same thing? The script firing does not yield, and the target function receives the passed arguments with certain limitations. Bindable events create threads of each connected function, so even if one firing errors, others continue. As an alternative way for two-way communication between scripts on the same side of the client-server boundary, consider bindable function.
Because if you're in a car, you can run over.
Oh. Yeah, this is what I need.
Bro, why did you
Two scripts on the same side of the client-server boundary. Client-server. You can use it to define a custom callback function and invoke manually by calling bindable function invoke. Okay, there it is, invoke. The code invoking the function yields until the corresponding callback is found.
Wait, I what?
Okay, so the code invoking the function,
Jumped at the last second. It counted you as alive, even though you fell.
I
it
love
waits
that.
until the
game
callback
is
is
fun.
found, and then the callback receives the arguments.
Not rigged.
Okay, wait, the call. Oh, there's so many people talking. I cannot focus.
You know, I think you should have kept that, maybe.
Receives the arguments that you pass to invoke. If the callback was never set, the script that invoked will not resume execution.
Because, okay, you can just go whatever way is best for you.
Stated bindable functions do not allow for communication between server and clients. If you are looking for this functionality, use a remote function as outlined. Okay, here it is. So this one is, wait, same side of the client server boundary. Do not allow communication for servers and server and clients. So remote functions is what I should use. So if I had a list inside the server and I wanted to access stuff inside that list, I would use a remote function. I would assume. And then,
No!
man, why are you? Okay, let's see. Bindable functions should be used between.
I think scurry.
Okay, wait. So this is right.
Oh, nice.
Wait, what?
Wait, what is this supposed to be?
Wait, server script with another server script. Oh, so that's what they meant. Oh, okay. So bindable functions should only be used between
That's Paul's right there. He knows the goal.
between client through client
It's the whole point of the game.
and server through server communication.
I'm stuck in this one box.
If you want to have server communicate with client or vice versa, we would use remote
Are you
events.
even closer than the
Got it. Okay, I understand.
Where's Trenton?
Okay, so dot on invoke is equal
Oh, I'm
to
stuck on a square again.
I'm almost there.
to write a function
Bro, I'm so close to the goal.
that will run for your bindable event. Do bindable event
Yo, I made it.
name dot on invoke
Bro, how?
is equal to function name
Bro,
with
open the door.
parameters. With
You can do it, Trenton. You're right there.
necessary
It's right there.
Open the door.
Okay, nice. Finding.
If you're a web designer, here are 4 Wix Studio features you gotta know.
Dang.
Alright, you were the dev here.
You're the only one that won the
And
mission.
also,
I'm the only one that made
a
it.
character to move, right? You need to have something to move around. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a quick little character. Now, actually, before we get started, I want to say make sure you like, okay, because it's going to be the same video. And also, you know, if it doesn't help you, please subscribe. You can see more tutorials like this. And, yeah. Okay, anyways. So, how do you insert your character? That's the first thing we need. We need like a little, a little character to actually move around. Now, how do we get this little guy? Well, you go ahead and go into your toolbox and insert like an NPC, I guess. You can find like a free one there, and as you here, you have this guy, and he even has the animation differences like, so that's kind of nice. I've never used this before, but I'm sure it works fine. I think so. I don't know, but anyways, how I did this, or how you do your own avatar, is there's a common plugin you use in Roblox called Mode Character. It's a pretty popular one. It's safe. You don't even actually use it in your in a script, or I guess that's what you need. But anyways, basically what the plugin does is it kind of just you click the little button and then type in your username. Mine is use code tab. By the way, use code tab. And my Roblox Premium. And there you go. That's my name. And now I can go ahead and either spawn the R6 version, which is just the version with like you see like just an arm like that, like oh crap, like just an arm like this, or I can spawn the R15 version, which has hands. You know, it has the hands right here, and then it has the lower arm, and then it has the upper arm. Okay, so that doesn't look that right because I just, yeah. Anyways, you get the point, I think, right? But we're gonna be using the R15 just because it's pretty simple, and yeah, why not? Okay, now let me delete this guy right here. There we go. And a link to this plugin will be in the description. A link to this plugin will be in the description below if you want to enter your own character. Well, you're going to need a character, so I would suggest getting this anyways. But if you can find your own, you can do that too. Okay, now the important thing is that this character has a humanoid. And actually, I just moved the arm, so let me just insert a new one. But yeah, the important thing is this character has a humanoid. We want to make sure the character has a humanoid because it needs to be able to use this function called move tool. But this is just a regular character. As you can see, it has a humanoid. Okay, let's go ahead and get started scripting finally. Okay, so I'm just going to insert a script into the model or the character because it's pretty simple there. And then I'm going to go ahead and just name this, pathfinding script or pathfinding script. Or you don't have to name it if you don't want to, but I like to name my scripts. Anyways, first things first, we need to get our pathfinding service, right? Obviously. So that's pretty simple. You just make a variable called pathfinding service. And then you set it equal to game.getService pathfinding service. And now this is how you use all the events and functions of pathfinding service, right? Okay, so now also we need to actually get our humanoid. We need to define our humanoid. So our humanoid is equal to local human is equal to script.parents wait for child humanoid, and then we want to get our torso too, like the little middle part. That way we know where to start because the humanoid isn't actually like a part. It doesn't have a position. But the torso does. So next, what do we want to do? We want to go ahead and add in some other stuff like, actually compute the path and stuff like that. So how do we do that, you may ask? Well, that's pretty simple. You just kind of do it, okay? I'm sorry, I'm pulling some notes on my right here. Okay, so yeah, we need to make the path. All right, so how do we do this? So all you need to make a path is you do local path is equal to pathfinding service, and then create path. There we go. Okay, so basically you could just do this right here and type that in, but we're not going to do that because it's kind of, I don't know, looks weird to me. But you can do that if you want to. Anyways, that's not important. Okay, so now we made the path. Now basically what this path is right now it's just memory. Right now it is just a piece of memory, and it doesn't actually do anything yet. This isn't actually a path because first of all, we didn't tell it where we wanted it to go, and we didn't tell it what we wanted to start. Okay, so what you need to do for that is actually compute your path. So now this is like a necessary function. You need to do this if you want to have a path at all. You do path, or the name of your path, colon, and then it's a function, compute async. Okay, and there you go. Now you can do, now the two parameters for this function are the starting point and the ending point. So where do you want it to start? And where do you want it to end? So obviously we want to start our character, and for here, this demonstration, I'll put a part right here, and I'll make it look a little bit nicer. I'll make it black. We need to make it to the path yet. So if it was over here, okay, and it's gonna get stuck in the wall because it has no brain. Okay, our computers have no brain, and they don't know where to go. He just got stuck in the wall. So if I move the wall, obviously it'd go back. But you see, now he just stood there. But you get the point, right? It gets stuck in the wall. So what pathfinding service does is it calculates a path. So it would go like this, and then it would turn, and then it would go like that, and then it would go all over here. Okay, so it kind of just goes like that, and then that, and then you get what I'm saying, right? But it creates a bunch of little points, imaginary points, and we'll actually make that into parts to demonstrate it. But it creates a bunch of imaginary points. So it'll be like point here, point there, point there, point there, point there, and then it goes around, and then it goes point there, point there, point there, point there, and it does it in the shortest possible length in the fastest time, right? It tries to do it in the shortest possible distance. Okay, so we need to actually use these points and to tell our character to move to each point, right? That's what we're going to do. That's how you make your character follow a path. You make it move to each point. And these points are called waypoints, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to make a table of the waypoints because basically the path was computed, right? The path, whenever we run the script now, the path will be computed and it will exist. But we need to actually find out what the path looks like. So we get the points of it by doing local waypoints is equal to path get waypoints. There we go. And then after we have that, we want to make the character follow each part on, or each waypoint, or go to each waypoint on the path. Okay, so we're going to do for I through v, or actually we'll do for I comma waypoints. And you guys should know how to use these if you, or comma waypoint. You should know how to use these. If you don't, go watch my 4 in pairs video. It's in the beginner series, I think, or maybe it's in the advanced series. I don't know. But I have a bunch of scripting tutorials. What we're gonna do here, it says waypoint, and oh, okay. Issue. What's the issue here? It's still when you don't finish moving to the actually an event, you can like player. Okay, now and oh, look at that. Okay, so it went around. Okay, now it obviously moved because it hit it and then it wasn't anchored. But you see, it went around that way. And personally, like when I eyeballed it, I thought that it was shorter to go this way. And I guess it's faster to go this way because or maybe this is wrong. I don't know. Maybe it's computing a bad path. I have no clue. But you get what I'm saying, right? It tries to compute the shortest path. I don't know if that's actually the fastest path, but it might be, I guess. I mean, you could measure it if you want, but I can't do that right now. I don't have enough time. The story will be way too long. Anyways, okay, now obviously that works, right? Real quick. Go to art. He has a brain now, you see? And he would go all the way around and go to there, okay? But if we put him in a box, what's going to happen now? We didn't tell him how to jump, or well, you think you know how to jump already because we just kind of told him where to move to, but he actually doesn't know how to jump. Basically, these actions are important because you want to make sure it can jump and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, okay. So there's an action for each thing. So waypoint dot action, we can print the action if we want, obviously. But what we need to do is looping to waypoint action, it all there. Humanoid. Change the state of a humanoid. Alright. So now let's see. And see, it jumps right over it like it freaking hops, dude. That was so high. But you see it jump right over.
Okay, this is pretty confusing. I'm pretty tired. I'm gonna end the streamer. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get some sleep tonight. I was working all day. I'm pretty tired. So, yeah, yeah. I'm so tired. Okay, well, I'm gonna get a good night's sleep. I'm probably gonna stream tomorrow. I probably will have time tomorrow. Probably gonna be streaming for like a couple hours. And then Sunday is probably not gonna stream. Gotta get back to school soon. So yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.